Nashar. Very warm welcome to each one of you. Today is a very special day for all of us because on one hand we are honoring, recognizing the pioneer in Sanskrit teaching in Ireland. And secondly, this is also very significant day for us in the embassy because today we are launching a flagship initiative of the Indian Embassy to start India-Ireland Friendship Lecture Series. And we couldn't have found a more distinguished person to inaugurate it, bless us with this initiative. The idea behind this India-Ireland Friendship Lecture Series is to create a platform for sharing and dialogue between people of India and people of Ireland. Yesterday itself we celebrated birth anniversary of Rabindranath Tagore. And we remembered the deep friendship, dialogue, conversation, and mutual inspiration, mutual admiration, and solidarity that was displayed by W.B. Yeats, Indian visitor. And the more I think about that relationship, W.B. Yeats not only wrote the introduction of Gitanjali, but also he actually worked very hard to promote and disseminate the work, the novelty of the work of Rabindranath Tagore in the British and global European literary circles. And without the background work, lobbying and dissemination done by W.B. Yeats, I doubt if Tagore would have got that visibility and got Nobel Prize in 1930. And this really strikes me that for someone who had to wait for 10 years, W.B. Yeats got Nobel Prize in 1923. To do that kind of work for a fellow Indian, this is a very profound message. Similarly, if you look at the India-Ireland people connectivity, the role of Annie Besant or Margaret Noble and Margaret Cousins, they left their relatively comfortable lives in the West and went to India, struggled, toiled in the dust and mud and heat and rain of India. And they made huge contribution in awakening social consciousness, political consciousness, based on the experiments which were going on in Ireland, to gain independence and mobilize people in India for a worthwhile cause. So as we are celebrating 75 years of India's independence and 100 years of Ireland's independence, I think this is a historic milestone for both our countries. And as India's representative in Ireland, I'm preparing for kind of 25 years strategic plan for India and Ireland relationship. And I definitely want to revive that 100-year-old spirit of sharing and caring and supporting learning from each other. The Indian Constitution, when it was being drafted, used a lot of very valuable inputs from Irish legal experts, including President Devereux's inputs. But that is the spirit we need today. That is the spirit on which our next 25 years of partnership has to be built. This is the idea. And also, post-COVID, we are all more comfortable in using the digital media, digital platform to share ideas, connect, and learn from each other. So I wish to use this lecture series virtually, like kind of hybrid mode. We would be honored to welcome distinguished scholars from Ireland to come and bless us with their thoughts and ideas. But it will be largely promoted through social media. And we want that message of the wonderful story of Ireland to be reaching to every corner, every province of India. And in terms of thematic focus, I can share with you like 3 or 4 main clusters. One is the art and culture and literature and creative industries in which Ireland is a global player, and that had captured imagination of India 100 years ago. The poetry, literature, creativity, films, ideas of women empowerment, of home rule, and peaceful campaign for independence. It's a movement of ideas which have created the foundation. The contemporary India and Ireland have a lot to share and learn from each other in terms of creative ideas. Poetry, literature, drama, theatre, folklore. These are the one. This cluster is very important for domain of grassroots level ideas of innovation. Second area is very important to me is the governance. So far, the relationship between India and Ireland is very narrow. I'm afraid it's largely focused between like a very thin line communication line connecting Department of Foreign Affairs and Ministry of External Affairs. That is shamefully narrow. That has to change. We need to have much broader connectivity and sharing and dialogue and conversation between all ministries of Government of Ireland and corresponding ministries in Government of India and also the state governments. Third component is India is not Delhi and Ireland is not Delhi. And I'm representative of whole of India to whole of Ireland. So therefore, I wish to really focus and learn about the wonderful creativity, innovation, and vibrancy of not only Dublin area but also all other counties, all other cities. So I wish to also have a greater dissemination of regional success stories, positive narratives emanating from Ireland in different sectors and disseminate it as widely as possible in India. Fourth is actually P2P business related. Look at India and Ireland, we both have extremely vibrant economies. Ireland is the fastest growing European economy. India is the fastest growing economy, fastest growing G20 economy, and the unique strengths that we have made in IT, in biotech and pharma and vaccines and cyber issues, agricultural technologies or entertainment. So we both have complementary strengths in business. I really wish to use this platform also to share success stories and trigger deeper dialogue and consultation between India and Ireland. So that is the vision and mission behind India-Ireland Friendship Lecture Series. Why we chose the Sanskrit to launch this? Like one secret is that Rutgerji is my dear friend even before I became ambassador. So you are my really first friend based in Dublin. And also Sanskrit to me, again I'm partial because my father is a professor of Sanskrit, so again forgive me if I am a bit biased. But even as an Indian, I know that Sanskrit is very, very critical for India's history and culture and philosophy. It's not just a medium. In the common sense, language is considered as an instrument to convey ideas, convey thoughts, and as an instrument to convey. Sanskrit is not merely an instrument. Sanskrit is the message. Sanskrit is, in India they say Sanskrit is called Dev Vani. Vani is called Vaj. And Vak is Brahma. Vak Vai Brahma. And that Brahma is itself the entirety, infinitude of knowledge, consciousness, and happiness. And to gain access to that infinitude of wisdom, which is represented by the speech, that divine speech of Devvani, our common senses, organs of speech, or eyes or ears, they are not adequate. In India, we are saying that Paranchi Khani Vyaktarat Swayambhu Tasmat Parang Pashyati Nantaratma. It means that the nature, the Almighty, has created our senses extrovert in nature. Like eyes can only see what lies outside. Ears can hear only what lies outside. Skin can feel only what is outside of it. And therefore, it has limitations. If you really want to expand your knowledge, your vision, then you have to close your eyes. Avritta chakshusha. You have to close your eyes and turn them inwards. And what happens if you turn your vision inwards? Yavan vai ayam akasha tavan esha hridaye akasha ubhe dyava prithvi esha antahe. It means this vast, gigantic space that is outside, that is also within me. Both earth and heaven and sky, both are within me. That inward vision profoundly changes the appreciation. There is a deep interconnection and unity established between the world within human being inside and the world outside. And this is extremely fundamental in how we evolve. Because if we are focused on externals, then the world is so diverse, there is so much of contradiction and conflict. But if you look within and have a deeper knowledge, beneath the surface you find a very supreme, pervasive harmony. There is a deep interconnectedness, there is deep thread which weaves everything, and also interdependence, interconnectedness. Ritasya tantum vitatam drishekam. The entire cosmic existence within the body and also outside the body. It's all like a universal cosmic web. In that web, not only all human beings are connected like nodes, but everything that exists. Plants, animals, birds. Then you all feel that we are one. Then you don't see that there is a conflict, there is a duality. And that is the secret of the ethos of India. Why we see nature, why we see plants, why we see birds and animals and other human beings as part of a bigger family. Now, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam has become a cliche, we lost the meaning, but that is the spirit. That inward vision has given us this, not belief, not blind belief, but deep understanding of our interconnected existence and fundamental unity, equality, despite the external incredible diversity and plurality. Second aspect is that unlike most other languages, Sanskrit does not create words based on conventional usage. Like in English, you use COW to represent an animal. Why is this sound used to designate an animal? There is no rationale. It just happens. EARTH, you use this to designate this planet. Why you do it? There is no rationale. Whereas in Sanskrit, every word is crafted, every word is envisioned based on deep insight. Like you call this earth Prithvi because the root word is Prith. Prith means spread out, vast. It is also called Bhu because things happen here. It's also called Bhumi because here Udbhavati, the things grow here. That is also called Dhartri because it sustains, holds everything. Every word in Sanskrit is not just a conventional that I use this for that. It is based on a deeper vision. Understanding of the quality, attributes of what we see. And again, it might appear very like simple thing, but it has an enormous impact on our thought process. Because every single object has infinite attributes. Like I'm at the same time father, I'm a child, I'm a grandfather, and also a grandchild. The same individual can have countless descriptions. Similarly, no single attribute is a personal property freedom of any single object. There is one property that is not exclusively belonging to me. So that is the real secret of how India takes that unity in diversity not as a kind of rhetoric but a genuine belief. That is the sustainer of India's diversity, incredible diversity. And that is why on this conceptual framework, every wave of humanity, every wave of ideas that has come to India has found a willing acceptance. And that is why this root of Sanskrit needs to be preserved, needs to be revived. And today we may not speak Sanskrit as fluently as it does, and also in India we have that taking distance, but this is so fundamental because unlike any other regional language of India, Sanskrit is not confined to one particular state or one particular region. But at the same time, Sanskrit is a language which has deepest of impact and influence on every part of India. Its literature, its poetry, its dance, its music, its philosophical ethos, its drama, our daily life, it has been shaped by the content of Sanskrit. Also, it is Sanskrit which has influenced the rest of the world as far as perception of India is concerned, including great poets like W.P. And that is why, friends, not only as an individual but also as an ambassador, I have tremendous gratitude for the lifelong sacrifice that Rutgerji has made in keeping this flame alive. More than 3 decades of trial to keep this light on and nurturing the younger generation to keep interest in this language. And this language, it may not give commercial opportunities to young students, but it opens a lot of new windows, doors to individual fulfillment and also deeper understanding of India, deeper understanding of our humanity, our civilization, our nature. And that is why we are so deeply grateful to you for what you are doing. And Government of India and ICCR are truly privileged to bestow that honor on you. And as ambassador, I have a deep honor and privilege and joy to invite you to share your thoughts. Thank you.